Overwatch is a video game that is presented in a three-dimensional space with a cartoon-like animation to visually appeal to the audience. And it has four different plays. It is available on PS4, Xbox, and PC and requires storage space of approximately 12 gigabytes, but unfortunately, players cannot link and play together across different gaming consoles. The character archetype in Overwatch is classified as heroes. The game is designed to be a multiplayer first-person shooter game. The current one on the screen is one of the damage heroes. The game itself always sticks with the first-person point of view during the entire gameplay. External conflict with character versus society is a commonly team-based game with 6 vs 6 in all the game modes. According to the Lindsay grades of game mode types, Overwatch satisfies the type of action, adventure, and role-playing as heroes, so that players can build a sense of flow state to save the world or fight against the enemy. From the information provided by GameSpot, Overwatch is rated as the best thing in the year of 2016. This may explain why Overwatch is an exemplary model of first-person shooter game. For the hardware, console players, microphone, console's controller, and those technical game affordance known as game controllers are usually more enjoyable when playing first-person shooter game, since it has a shaking feature that makes player have the sense of thrill of danger when being attacked by other players. Feels like they are being attacked and getting hit. For PC gamers, basically all you need are microphones, keyboard, and mouse to have fully operation. Seismic affordance. There are four main classes. They are offense, defense, known as damage heroes, support, and tank. Offensive heroes, as you are seeing right now, are usually present in high mobility with high damage output and survivability to boot. The main goals for offensive heroes are securing kills and clearing enemies from an objective. For example, Tracer is considered as behind enemy lines assassin since her ultimate ability is to flash to the back of the opposite team, as player can have resultant action to sacrifice herself to attract enemy's fire in order to provide opportunities for friendly fires. But Tracy suffers low HP, which means she can get killed easily. Normally, the offensive hero looks very skinny, indicating of its high mobility. Characters represented are Kenji and Soldier 76 and Tracer. Defensive heroes have the highest overall damage output in the game. Their priority mission is to protect areas and objectives from attackers. Their characters' ability are setting traps and wait for enemies to walk by. Defensive heroes are like offensive heroes, but they tend to have much more lower mobility. They are needed a supporting hero to hold their back instead of taking down the enemies in the front line. Character represented as Hanzo, Junkrat, and Windowmaker. Next, tank class only concerned of being in front of the battleground. Reinhardt, as you are seeing right now, has the virtual skill of shield and hammer that can give enemies huge damage in the close fight. Tank class usually have the largest HP. Their main goal is to secure the objective in control mode and push payload in the escort mode. However, this doesn't mean tank heroes cannot get killed. They still need to work together as a team to get help from supporting units. The characters' traits for tank class are usually fearless and brave. It is clearly to see based on their appearance and the use of it, according to their visual class. Agency. Players can choose which hero they will be playing. This reflects some players will have to play tank, support, and damage. Most players may go for offensive simply because they want to take down opponents quickly. But winning the game is not just about how many kills a player has, but it also involves achieving specific objective to win, such as escorting the payload from the beginning of the game. It is evident that our decision can affect game outcome just based on the selection of hero class. Make sure to play as a team to win the game. Do not run around and fight alone, especially for tank heroes and support heroes. As players gain more experience throughout the gameplay, players' manipulations towards character will increase and will make good use of it, of all classes, since every single role in the games is important. The objects for this game are the total 29 heroes for players to manipulate. For them, the static attributes are the basic movements such as jumping, running, and shooting, known as operatic actions. Virtual skills such as healing, taking damage, attacking, and defending. Maps and ultimate ability are also fixed. As for the dynamic attributes, change on skin, jumping on other positions, and shoot at different enemies. Also, changing the area for offense are all changing while in the gameplay. The ranking can also create competition and challenges for players to achieve their victory. For example, we have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, grandmaster. All players initially start with bronze when they are new to the game. The ranking will distribute players according to their equivalent player skill in Overwatch. Players' ranking will depend on players' performance in each game. Winning the games will increase your ranking, while losing the game will decrease your ranking. Remember, this rule is repeatable. The ranking system avoids situations like overpowered players fighting against underpowered players. In addition, players cannot pay to increase heroes' weapon or ability, which eliminates the possibility to pay to win.
For some mastery players, they may want to wait until teammates get back from death and strike all together. Because in that case, players are literally fighting alone with no assistance. This may decrease the team efficiency if everyone is not collaborating as a group. Another strategy is when the ultimate ability is fully charged, do not release right away, but wait for the rest of your teammates to release at once. This will be much more efficiency rather than fighting alone. There are tons of strategies awaits for mastery type of players to discover. Supportive heroes hold the back of the entire team. Without them, there is a very little chance that players can win the game. The main goal of support class is to heal their teammates. It is the most appreciated and the most toughest class to use. Support hero must avoid being killed by enemies, yet try to heal their teammates as much as possible, keeping tanks alive so that they can cover most of the damage from its enemies. Support heroes' goals are healing allies who has less HP, boost its teammates' damage or movement, and make clever use of ultimate ability. In other words, a support hero is essential. For example, Anna's biotic rifle and biotic grenades can both heal her ally and damage her enemies. With Anna's long shooting range in operational actions, and healing ability made her necessary.
Game mechanics, rules. There are 7 types of modes in Overwatch: Assault, Control, Escort, and Hybrid, available in competitive or quick play. Also capture the flag, deathmatch, and elimination in arcade or game browser. Each different magic circle provides different maps, so it is more challenging for players to win since they may need to form different strategies and hero combination. Each mode contains its magic circle based on its own rules. Assault is a mode that requires attacking team to take down 2 capture points, known as objects. For defending team, they must prevent attackers until the time runs out. Also manipulate the capture points. However, the timer will increase when the first point is being captured. Maps for Assault, Hanamura, and Temple of Anubis. For Control mode, it's all about 2 team fights over a capture point in the best of 3 format. The team requires to wait until 100% of completion when controlling a capture point, but beware of there will be trigger if one team has 99 in completion. Unlike other mode, Control does not have time limits and there are 3 rounds in total. Each round will have different capture point on the same map. It is recommended to use resultant actions such as having 6 people attack at the same capture point so that players can have more concentrated firepower. These resultant in meaningful play. Maps for control mode are Towers, Lingjin Tower, Nepal. Escort mode, the attacking team must escort a payload to a delivery point, while the opposite team try to prevent them until time is up. There are 2 to 3 checkpoints in each map between the starting place and to delivery point. Similar with assault mode, time will increase when one checkpoint has reached. The payload static attribute is its routine is fixed. Dynamic attribute would be the current position in the routine. Maps for Exco mode are Waterpoint, Route 66, and Junkertown. Finally, the Hyper mode is a game that simply includes the 2 types of other modes. Maps for Hyper mode are Kings Row, Nambani, Hollywood, and Blazer World. In other game mode mentioned earlier, the operational rules are play as a team. Collaborate with teammates. You control one of several heroes in competitive 6-person team shooting matches. Battle over objectives. Take down the other team and achieve victory. But the other team are also aiming the same goals, which make the goals more challenging for each players. In Overwatch, there is a huge matter with social interaction that includes reading an opponent, predicting their movements, and collaboration with teammates through chatting features for forming proper strategies or reporting the information regarding to enemy's location. But the most important skill would be aiming the enemies. Otherwise, there is no point if players cannot cause damage to the enemies. Game's connection to its audience in relation to player persona or game culture. After all, Overwatch can attract those action, social, and achievement types of players from gamer motivation model. Overwatch creates full of excitement and competition between the battle of human beings. Collaborate as a community. Different minds of player may choose different class of heroes to help the entire team. Remember, the ranking system also influences the achievement types of player since they want to gain higher ranking.
Concluding being the exemplary model for Overwatch, it made a great use of emergent complexity. Overwatch looks very simple at first, but as players process to the game, they will notice the ferocity of strategy and heroes combination. In this case, players are more willing to stay in the game.